What's going on? It's Sheev the Wise. Welcome into Vader's Lair. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing all good in the chat. Thank you guys for stopping by another live stream. We got some more Star Wars news to cover. Some awesome things to talk about. So, I hope you guys are ready for this because we got some awesome Star Wars leaks concerning the Obi Wan show. Let's get into the lair and talk about it. Oh, just kidding. Hold on. Give me a minute. Alright, we are back. Let's go. Alright, so there's a lot of Star Wars news to catch you guys up on since the last time that we hung out, and it's pretty good stuff, man. It is pretty good stuff. There's actually been a lot, and you know, just before this stream, Grief Karga's actor, Carl Weathers himself, the great, he just basically confirmed that he's going to be on set for season 3 of The Mandalorian tomorrow. How cool is that? He just tweeted literally within the past 20 minutes before this live stream and basically said that tomorrow Grief Karga is back, Mando season 3, and that was basically, you know, paraphrasing, but that was basically what the tweet said. Pretty cool stuff. I think that is our first official confirmation that Mando season 3 is in production and actually shooting. Obviously, we've heard from some sources and from different people out in the Star Wars content world that the season 3 of Mando had begun shooting. So this isn't exactly new news, but it is cool to see him talking about it. I wonder if he'll be directing this one again like he did for season 2. It's pretty cool stuff, though. I'm excited to see Grief Karga in season 3. Now for the stuff that you guys are here for. There were some Kenobi leaks. At least, apparently so. This comes from Reddit. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt. It is from Making Star Wars, I believe, MakingStarWars.net. Pretty cool dude, from what I know. And I'm excited for the leaks. Hold on, I can't figure out where I put them. Of course. Let me pull those up. Fantastic. Alright, so this is straight from like the Reddit page. I don't know if he posted an article about it or not, but from what we have on here, there's a bunch of bullet points. So let's get into the bullet points to start us off. So again, this is from MakingStarWars.net, and he has released new details on Obi Wan Kenobi, and here's a summarization of basically the details that he has released. Apparently, we're going to be getting a peak Obi Wan in this show, and that's friggin' amazing right off the bat. The first bullet point, that's really cool to hear. It goes on here to say Obi Wan is dispatched to rescue a prisoner that is very important to the cause. A lot of people are saying that they think this is Leia Organa, and I think that maybe makes sense, but you know, she would be around 10 years old in this time frame, so I actually don't know if that's exactly what is going on. Maybe the Star Wars News Net, or Making Star Wars got this wrong, and maybe it's like, you know, I guess you could say that, you know, Leia maybe could be a prisoner and she could be important to the cause. Obviously Leia extremely important to the cause and everything that she does for the rebellion, and you know, going past that even. But you know, the way it's worded there, it makes me hard to believe that exactly would be Leia. But you know, a prisoner is very intriguing. I'm sure, you know, there is going to be something from what we know that pulls Obi-Wan off of Tatooine and allows him to, you know, go on this crazy adventure and potentially fight Darth Vader and the Inquisitors, from what we've heard. Goes on here to say in the third bullet point, the prisoner is being held captive by Inquisitors, of which the main one is played by Moses Ingram. Now, we have already heard that Moses Ingram, basically right after we got the casting, she talked about how she was going to be, doing stuff with lightsabers, and a lot of us were thinking maybe Ahsoka, maybe an Inquisitor, and we kind of already know from other leaks and other stuff from within scoops that Moses Ingram is going to be an Inquisitor. So this makes a lot of sense. The prisoner being held captive by the Inquisitor makes sense. And maybe it is Leia, or maybe they just have a different prisoner to try and draw in Kenobi. Who knows? The fourth bullet here says the success of the mission catches Vader's attention and he departs his castle in his TIE advance. That is awesome. So we get to see Vader most likely on Mustafar in Vader's lair. Oh yeah, Vader's lair has just been everywhere, and it's definitely making a resurgence in the Kenobi series, it seems, from this. It says, that he departs his castle in this TIE advance. That is cool. I cannot wait to see a scene involving that if these leaks are true. It just builds the hype more, right? The next bullet here says, and also it says that the success of this mission catches Vader's attention, and that's why he's departing his castle on the TIE advance. That's pretty interesting stuff there too, because is this the mission of them capturing the prisoner, and maybe them successfully catching the prisoner draws in Kenobi, and that's why Vader goes on his TIE advance to do it? Like, that's pretty interesting wording, and like how it's written there. The next bullet says, in the duel with Vader, Obi Wan is wearing what looks to be very similar to his Revenge of the Sith outfit, but without the robes, just the white tunic, and it's tattered. So that's pretty interesting. I wonder if it will be the exact same outfit and it's tattered from, his fight and the time that, he hasn't since Revenge of the Sith, or if it's just like similar clothes. And it says, without the robes, maybe he had a robe at one point and took it off to fight, kind of like they do in Revenge of the Sith. It'll be interesting to see, and I think it's really cool he's going to be in a similar look and style to what we last saw in Revenge of the Sith. I think that's pretty freaking epic. What's up, chat? How you guys doing? B Grissom, much love. Emojo, Darth Chaos, Green Bear. How y'all doing? What do you guys think about all these leaks? We're going to get into the next point here, though. Vader's suit appears to be pretty much identical to the one in Rogue One. I think that's pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to have, very small differences in which we can see, something that happens in Kenobi that leads to the suit looking a little bit different in either, other things like A New Hope or Rogue One. So I'm interested to see the connections between the suit and those, and I think it's really cool that we are getting the Rogue One suit. In terms of Rogue One, and just, going off topic here, I think it would be really cool to have James Earl Jones voicing him, even though, we are supposed to have Hayden in the suit. We most likely will get flashbacks to Hayden as Vader as well, or as Anakin Skywalker, maybe in the Clone Wars. That's what I'm really hoping for. But yeah, I really hope, similar to Rogue One, that James Earl Jones gets to voice him again. Especially with how big this series is going to be. I feel like they almost have to do James Earl Jones's voice, and I'm sure he would love to do it too. And now this next point, I don't know how people are going to feel about all this, but these next two kind of go together. Obi-Wan appears very confident during the duel, and it talked about earlier how he's going to be extremely powerful. But it says Obi-Wan appears very confident, and he immediately recognizes who's under the suit. When Vader gets ready to engage, Obi-Wan force pushes him what looks to be 50 feet. Vader is launched into the air and hits a rock wall when he gets up, and that's when he slowly gets up and advances towards his moment of revenge. That is some pretty freaking awesome stuff in these leaks here, and I cannot wait for the Kenobi show based on what we see in this. I think it's really cool. The fact that Obi-Wan is super strong, I'm hoping that we get some tie-ins to maybe him training at some point with Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost, or at least the voice of him. I just think it's really cool. I think Obi-Wan is stronger than Vader in this point, as it kind of says. I think if he fights up against the Inquisitors, it's gonna be a rough time for the Inquisitors. You know, we see Obi-Wan in the Rebels show fighting Maul, and Maul definitely underestimates this dude. He goes there thinking that Obi-Wan is just a rat desert, you know, he's kind of given up with all the loss that he's had in his life. And then he comes to realize very shortly into that fight that no, Obi-Wan is a master, and he easily defeats Maul. And I think at this point, I believe the Kenobi show is going to be about 5 or so years, maybe a little bit more, before Star Wars Rebels, where we see that interaction with Obi-Wan and Maul. And I think it's very possible he's going to be even stronger than he was in that fight against Maul. And this truly will be peak Kenobi, and I can't wait to see it. Real quick to hop into the comments, I want to know what you guys think of this, and I'm sure you guys have heard from some other people, but I want to see what you guys think. Proxy says Anakin and younger Ahsoka live action is fire. Dude, that would be freaking dope. Where's Sheev, the gray variant? What's up, Emojo? Green saber Obi, that would be dope. I think he's gonna have the same saber he had in Revenge of the Sith, but if he had a green lightsaber, that would be pretty sick. Didn't we hear something about Vader without his cape, says Emojo. Emojo, from what I understand, what I've heard is that we are going to have a scene with Vader in the back to tanks, most likely, so that would obviously have him without the cape, and a little bit more than just the cape would be missing there. But yeah, dude, I think it's possible we could have that happen, or maybe the cape gets like ripped off of him or something. I expect that this fight of the century between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader is gonna be freaking epic, especially based on what we've seen in these leaks here. What's up, Kylie? How you doing? But I don't know, man. Like, that would be pretty dope in my opinion. 50 feet isn't crazy far, says Emojo. I get it. Yeah, against Vader, but if he was off guard and Obi was quicker than yeah, no, I get you, Emojo. And I do think Obi-Wan is stronger in the Force, you know. Like I said, with that fight against Maul, like, he easily defeated him. It seems as though in A New Hope, that Vader is kind of like, you know, not as aggressive as we normally see him. It seems as though he's almost afraid of what he knows Obi-Wan can do, possibly from their encounter in this. So I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be pretty dope. If Ahsoka can carve out half of Vader's mask, then Obi-Wan can do worse. Bird Church, I definitely agree with you. I agree with that statement for sure. Just Fernie says the prisoner they rescue is Jar Jar Binks. Said it here first. Dude, oh my god. I'm down for it. Hey, Just Fernie works at Galaxy's Edge and can't remember, Avengers Campus? Yeah. He works at Galaxy's Edge though, so maybe he has an in. Maybe he knows something we don't know about Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar for the win! Dude, exactly, Green Bear. Exactly. I'm excited to see Hayden in a Bacta tank. That came out wrong. Yeah, there you go, Sozu. What up, Anderson? How you doing, my guy? Okay, let's get back into these leaks real quick. Again, I didn't say it earlier, but I mean, if you clicked on a video for Obi-Wan Kenobi Leaks, there's gonna be potential spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled and you're just coming in, get on out of here. But we're talking about some potential Obi-Wan Kenobi spoilers. It goes on here to say the ground and rock formation of the duel look like Jeddah, but it could be completely different planet. Look like the Vasquez rocks in Southern California. That's pretty interesting stuff right there as well. That'd be pretty cool if they're on Jeddah. You know, it would be a very poetic planet for them to fight on. And you know, we see it in Rogue One a couple of years later, I believe Rogue One is about 9 years, almost 9 years later, maybe 8 or 9, something like that. So Rogue One is a little bit further down the line. So it'd be interesting to see if Jeddah is like, the statues are still standing, and maybe somehow the statues like get broken up in this fight between Vader and Kenobi. That would be freaking awesome, dude. I'd be all about that. The duel is massive and took 2 weeks to shoot back in August. Hayden Christensen was not in the suit during these fight sequences shot in August. However, that's not to say Hayden doesn't do anything. So that is super interesting. The fact that this took 2 weeks and it was back in August. Something to think about here is Ewan went on to, I believe, the Kimmel show. Can't remember. It was Kimmel show or like late night show, something like that. And he basically talked about how on May 4th he shot some scenes with a very special someone. Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but I'm pretty sure August and May are right next to each other. May is right after that. So if they were shooting for 2 weeks in August and he shot some scenes with a very special someone, it's possible they shot these scenes May 4th with Hayden. And those are the scenes that, maybe towards the end of this duel, we get some sequences between Obi Wan and Vader with Hayden maybe not having the mask on or something similar to that. It would be really, really cool to see. And, I don't know, man. Just freaking awesome stuff to see. Awesome freaking leaks. I'm stupid excited for it. I'm stupid excited for it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm checking out the chat now. PG stuff? Yeah. What you talking about? How's it going, Kalisto? Thanks for being here. Much love to you. Sozu said, what's up? Yo, the Simper in the house. Of course. Everybody's saying what's up. That's great. I love this community. If you guys haven't already, check out our Discord community. We have a lot of people in the chat right now that are great, awesome members of the community and awesome, Star Wars fans. So much love to you guys. Go check out the Discord community. I'm going to link it into the description after the live stream. So definitely, if you want to check out the Discord, make sure to check out that link afterwards. And hit the like button and subscribe if you're new or if you haven't hit that like button yet. And big welcome to you if you are new. Much love to you guys. Thanks for being here. What do you guys think, though? How exciting is this freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi news? Because I think it is freaking epic. Just hope it wraps nicely, dude. Exactly. Kenobi fire, dude. Exactly. Straight up. Proxy says still waiting for Hayden to go do interviews. Bruh, they're not gonna let him do any type of interviews. I don't know if you guys saw Jason, it's not Jason Aarons, is it? I can't remember. The dude that plays Draco Malfoy, he voiced the Inquisitor. I'm gonna be working on a video on this, but today there was some news on it where basically in an interview someone tried to ask him about Star Wars stuff, and he straight up was like, nah, dude, like I've signed so many NDAs, I can't even acknowledge that Lucasfilm is an entity or like, a company. So it was freaking hilarious. And I'm definitely going to be doing a video on that. I think it leads to some very big news and some potential other Kenobi spoilers. So freaking awesome stuff to see, man. Awesome stuff to see. Sozu Sozin says, do you really think they'll show Hayden in the helmet Iron Man style? I don't know about Iron Man style, but that would be freaking cool if that is true. I think we could have something similar to where Ahsoka cut the mask and we got Vader's eye, and we could hear the voice actor for Anakin in the Clone Wars. I can't even think of his name right now. I always like when you're on streams, it's so easy to forget names. Like I swear, it's wild. Lucius Malfoy. Oh no, what did I? Jason Isaacs. Thank you. Much love. Yeah, he was also in Marvel, I believe, as well. Dude, I'm just all over the place today. Lost track of what I was trying to say, but Jason Isaacs though, that's pretty tough. I know Stormy, it's still, yeah, definitely a win. Boba Andor Kenobi Mando Season 3. I can just hit the snooze button until December 29th, question mark? Dude, tell me about it. But we're gonna have some cool Marvel stuff, I guess, so that's cool. Why can't Hayden just do the voice? Stormy, I'm fine with him doing the voice. He does the whole monotone thing very well. They would have to heavily edit him, but like obviously for the scenes that the helmet is not on, definitely give me Hayden's voice, obviously. And like if it's scorched even a little bit, you know, he sounds a little hurt, like that'd be even more accurate to the characters. So Stormy, hello there. You big Lord of the Rings fan, you. Do you think we could see Yoda and Obi Wan? Kylie, that is a great question. Speaking of Obi Wan leaks, fantastic question, Kylie. So this same, I believe, you know, person we got this the same source making Star Wars talked about how he saw the Yoda. I cannot think of any names today. Star Wars Meg, much love to you. Thank you. Yeah, definitely get some sleep. She says it's 1 a.m. here. I should get some sleep, but just popping in to say hey. Much love to you, Star Wars Meg. You do some awesome content. All you guys, I'm sure, know who Star Wars Meg is. Much love to you. Yeah, I think Yoda, from what I've heard, it's very possible Yoda is going to be in it. There were some scenes where it seemed like they were shooting at a pool on a college. So I think it's possible the pool has some scenes to do with Dagobah potentially. And I think definitely we could see either Vader or, you know, Kenobi talking with Yoda on Dagobah or something. I don't even know. I would love to see Yoda in it, and I definitely think he will be. The last time we saw Yoda before this, in the canon at least, timeline wise, you know, was in the Revenge of the Sith, where he tells Obi-Wan, you know, you're gonna commune with Qui-Gon, he's gonna teach you all of this, and they both go into hiding, right? So I think it's very possible we could get, you know, Yoda on a scene with Dagobah where he's kind of communing through the Force with Obi-Wan, or maybe there's just a scene where Obi-Wan goes to visit him on Dagobah. I would be down for either. I would love to see Yoda in this, and I think he almost needs to be. I would love for it though. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah, Sozu, exactly. Gandalf rips Vader in half. Stormy, get out of here, dude. Never. Yeah, they don't need to fight. So, in terms of other news, I do want to talk about some of these books that I've heard about. I don't know if you guys heard about this. It came out about last week, and this is on StarWars.com. An article is pretty interesting news. You know, October 7th, it's new books starring Luke and Lando, Obi-Wan and Anakin, and more revealed exclusives. So I want to go over this real quick. And these books consist of Shadow of the Sith, Brotherhood, Star Wars Brotherhood, Star Wars Stories of Jedi and Sith, Star Wars Padawan. These all sound pretty cool, and I will get into each one of them real quick here. So Shadow of the Sith is going to be by Adam Christopher. It is, of course, with Del Rey, and the release date is going to be June 28th of 2022. This story will follow Luke Skywalker and Lando Calrissian as they return in this essential novel set between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. Some pretty interesting territory, if you ask me. You know, a lot of people I think are going to be touchy on this. I think it's actually going to do I hope, you know, it's going to do a good job bridging the gap between episodes 6 and 7. So it says here, the Empire is dead. Nearly 2 decades on from the Battle of Endor, the tattered remains of Palpatine's forces have tied to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. But for the heroes of the New Republic, danger and loss are ever-present companions, even in this newly forged era of peace. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is haunted by visions of the dark side, foretelling an ominous secret growing somewhere in the depths of space. on a dead world called Exegol. This disturbance in the Force is undeniable, and Luke's worst fears are confirmed when his old friend Lando Calrissian comes to him with reports of a new Sith menace. After his daughter was stolen from his arms, Lando searched the stars for any trace of his lost child, but every new rumor only led to dead ends and fading hopes, until he crossed paths with Ochi of Bestoon, a Sith assassin tasked with kidnapping a young girl. Ochi's true motives remain shrouded to Luke and Lando, for on a junkyard moon, a mysterious envoy of Sith Eternal has bequeathed a sacred blade to the assassin, promising that it will give him answers to the questions that have haunted him ever since the Empire fell. In exchange, he must complete a final mission to return to Exegol with the key to the Sith's glorious rebirth, the granddaughter of Darth Sidious himself, Rey. As Ochi hunts Rey and her parents to the edge of the galaxy, Luke and Lando race into the mystery of the Sith lingering shadow and aid a young family running for their lives. That's super interesting stuff. If you guys aren't fans of the sequels, I don't think you'll be into this. I think it's freaking dope, honestly. I think it's going to do a good job of bridging the gap. I don't think it at all conflicts with the canon that we got from episodes 7, 8, and 9. And it's clearly a confirmation that obviously they are not retconning the sequels, as ridiculous as that notion is. But yeah, I think it's super interesting. The dagger, Ochi, all of it's going to have, a play in it. Lando is searching for his daughter that he's apparently lost. That's very possibly, and obviously a huge hint in Rise of Skywalker, that former stormtrooper that we see is most likely Lando's daughter, and this is the backstory of how he loses her. And who knows if we'll ever see, a future story with them. I'm sure we will, maybe someday. Maybe it will be in that rumored Finn show that we had heard about a while back. I'm interested to see, though. I think it's really interesting that this kind of implies that Luke had met Rey and helped her family way long before the sequel trilogy, took place. So it's really interesting, this stuff. I honestly think this book will be pretty interesting, but what do you guys think? How's it going, Kendall? What's up? What's up, my guy? I'm going to work, but I'll catch the replay. Hey, Lord Vito, much love for stopping by, dude. Thank you. Mike, licensed the show porter. What up, my guy? How you doing, my dude? Hello there. Isn't Finn Lando's daughter? Says Green. What? What did he say? You wildin'. So the next book that I do want to talk about here, and I'll try to maybe, I don't know, this book's even cooler to me. Star Wars Brotherhood. Star Wars Brotherhood is going to be by Mike Chen, and it will be released May 10th of 2022. Obi Wan and Anakin Skywalker must stem the tide of the raging Clone Wars and forge a new bond as Jedi Knights. That is obviously awesome. I've always wanted more stories set between episodes 2 and 3, or even 1 and 2 with Anakin and Obi-Wan. And this, obviously we have all of the Clone Wars, so this is really interesting. It's a story that we didn't see in the animation, and it's going to be brought to the books, and I think it's freaking awesome. All of these stories are canon as well, so pretty cool stuff. And in terms of the release date for this book is May 10th. That's pretty interesting, knowing that the Kenobi show is going to be coming around May of 2022 as well, from what we've heard. So it's very possible this book could have some implications and some tie-ins to what we see in the Kenobi show. I doubt it will be a lot, but I'm sure there will maybe be some small hints here or there and to, this show. Trying to think if I want to talk about something that I might be saving for another video, but screw it, I'll bring it up anyway. I'm really interested. We have rumors that we're going to see Obi-Wan and Anakin in flashbacks in this Kenobi show, and I'm really interested if we get Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka, maybe even Rex and Cody, all in the Clone Wars live-action flashbacks. I'm interested if we will get a tie-in from Clone Wars Season 7, where Ahsoka tells Kenobi in, those final 4 episodes during the Siege of Mandalore to tell Anakin, tell Anakin, and Obi-Wan stops her and says, I will, and we have multiple scenes that it could be referring to in Revenge of the Sith, where he tells him, Obi-Wan tells Anakin he's proud of him, and that was like the last conversation they had before Anakin fell to the dark side. And then we also have, the moment where Anakin gets chopped, his legs get chopped and his arm, and Obi-Wan tells him, you were my brother, Anakin. So I'm interested if, one of those two things potentially could have been what Ahsoka was referring to, or if maybe Kenobi is going to have a chance to tell Anakin what Ahsoka was going to say in this Kenobi show. And I really hope that that's the case, and I think it could be heartbreaking depending on what it is she was actually going to say. And I think if Ahsoka is not in this, I do not think Ahsoka will be in the actual timeline of this story. I don't think she's going to come into this, but I think we could see her in flashbacks. If we don't get any of her in flashbacks, and of course not in the story, I definitely think we're probably going to get at least some mention of her name, some reference to her, as we've never really had that in a live action. We didn't get that in Revenge of the Sith, and many fans were conflicted by, the Clone Wars having Ahsoka be the apprentice when there was no mention of her in the prequels. Well, this is their opportunity to kind of bridge those two together and have Obi-Wan talk about Ahsoka to Darth Vader and talk about, the failure. From what we know, Obi-Wan, from these leaks that we talked about too, Obi-Wan is likely to be quite aggressive. It says he instantly knows who's in the suit. Well, that's pretty interesting stuff, and I wonder, if he's gonna have to fight through the Inquisitors to find out that information, but maybe he'll just be able to sense it. And it seems as though, maybe Kenobi's gonna be like, I will do what I must and finish what I started, so I'm really hoping that that is the case. But in terms of this Brotherhood book by Mike Chen, I'll get into some of what it says here. The Clone Wars have begun. Battle lines are being drawn throughout the galaxy, and with every world that joins the Separatists, the peace guarded by the Jedi Order is slipping through their fingers. After an explosion devastates Cato Nemoidia, the jewel of the Trade Federation, the Republic is blamed, and the fragile neutrality of the planet is threatened. The Jedi dispatch Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the Order's most gifted diplomatic minds, to investigate the crime and maintain the balance that has begun to dangerously shift. As Obi-Wan investigates with the help of the heroic Nemoidian Guard, he finds himself working against the Separatists, who hope to draw the planet into their conspiracy, and senses the sinister hand of Asajj Ventress in the mists that cloak the planet. Amid the brewing chaos, Anakin Skywalker rises to the rank of Jedi Knight despite the mandate that Obi-Wan travel alone, and his former master's insistence that he listen this time. Anakin's headstrong determination means nothing can stop him from crashing the party and bringing along a promising but conflicted youngling. Interesting. Once a Padawan to Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin now finds himself on equal but uncertain footing with the man who raised him. The lingering friction between them increases the danger for everyone around them. The two knights must learn a new way to work together, and they must learn quickly to save Cato Nemoidia and its people from the fires of war. To overcome the threat that they face, they must grow beyond the master and apprentice. They must stand together as brothers. Freaking awesome, and goes into what I was just talking about. I wonder if maybe even this book could touch on it. Now, it talks about how Anakin is bringing along a promising but conflicted youngling. That's pretty obviously Ahsoka. I don't think there's any other character that it could be. And it's very interesting, Cato Nemoidia is almost a reference to what we got in episode 2 Attack of the Clones, in which, Obi Wan and Anakin are kind of talking, and Anakin goes, I saved you like 9 times, Master. And Obi Wan's like, whoa. The business on Cato Nemoidia didn't really count, right? But that would have happened before this, seeing as episode 2 is the start of the Clone Wars. But I'm interested, if there will be any, relation between Cato Nemoidia in episode 2 and whatever happened in the past, and then what happens in this book. I'm really, really interested to see if Ahsoka's in it, and I'm curious, if maybe this book, Brothers, will have that, tie-in to what Ahsoka maybe could have said, and then, maybe even in Kenobi, if we're going to get that tie-in as well. What do you guys think, though, in the chat? Are you guys excited for Star Wars Brotherhood? I think I'm more excited for this one than the sequel book. And I'm honestly, I read some of the High Republic novels. I read some of the Thrawn books as well. And this just seems way cooler than all of those. I know some of what happens in Master and Apprentice with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, but this is even cooler. I love the dynamic between Obi-Wan and Anakin, especially during the Clone Wars time, so I'm excited for this book a lot. Darth Chaos says, if brought her back, wouldn't they have used Rosario? Not necessarily, because it would be a younger Ahsoka, but now they do have the technology to do really good deepfake facial scans and whatnot, so who knows what they could potentially do. Maybe they can do a de-aged Rosario, maybe they do a different actress who's similar in likeness but younger, and I don't know. I'm excited for it though. I would love to see Ahsoka in a flashback for Kenobi. I think it would be dope. I don't know who they would use. That's a fantastic question. I like Spider-Man's love interest in episode, or in the first Spider-Man movie, the Homecoming movie. I can't remember her name because I can't remember any names today, but I would love to see her as a young Ahsoka. I think she would kill it. They'd have to shrink Rosario down as well. Well, I mean, look at what Marvel did with Steve Rogers, and obviously scrawny Steve was an eyesore in that movie in the first Avenger, but it wasn't enough to take you out of the movie, and they could easily do something similar for Ahsoka. Lita Wright for young Ahsoka. Yes, Sozu. Thank you. Latila? I don't know. Latitla? I mean, what'd you say? No, yeah, they would definitely have to shrink down Rosario, though. I'm excited for Brotherhood. I'm excited for Shadow of the Sith. I think both of those books are going to be really cool. And then we have a book called Star Wars Stories of Jedi and Sith. This one is edited by Jennifer Heddle and Disney Lucasfilm Press. The release date is June 7th, 2022. And it says, the battle between good and evil never ends. The brave Jedi, the devious Sith. These iconic heroes and villains embody the struggle between light and dark. That is the exact heart of Star Wars. And this exciting middle grade anthology, 10 acclaimed authors imagine all new tales for some of the saga's most popular characters, from Luke Skywalker to Darth Vader, from Obi-Wan Kenobi to Asajj Ventress, and beyond, complete with beautiful sport illustrations, epic standoffs, cunning plots, courageous action, and ruthless anger are all here in showcase of the enduring power of one of the greatest movie sagas of all time. There are a lot of authors that worked on this. Wow. That's a lot of people. That's pretty cool. Seems interesting. Letitia. Yeah, I was just kidding, but I can't even see, dude. The words are so small on the screen. This last book, Star Wars Padawan, is going to be by Kirsten White. This book will be coming out July 26th, 2022. So they all come out kind of within a small time frame of each other. I'm sure we're gonna have more High Republic books next year as well. So it's just a ton of Star Wars content coming out next year, and 2022 is really just the Beskar age of Star Wars. It is going to be fantastic. Obi Wan Kenobi struggles with his place in the Force as a young Padawan in this coming of age adventure. So this is the Padawan book. Obi Wan Kenobi really wants to be a good Padawan, the best Padawan ever even. But that's feeling more and more impossible with his new master, Qui-Gon Jinn. All of Obi-Wan's friends are off training to be real Jedi, getting mission experience while he's still on Coruscant practicing his forms and sitting in silent contemplation. Ever since Qui-Gon's former master Dooku left the Order, it feels like Qui-Gon has been too busy trying to connect with the Force or arguing with the Council to properly train his Padawan. When Obi-Wan finally convinces Qui-Gon to take him on a mission to a remote planet once explored by ancient Jedi, his master doesn't show up the morning they are to leave. So Obi-Wan impulsively takes off by himself. Upon arriving on the mysterious lush planet, he encounters a group of teenagers with no adult supervision and who all seem to have some connection to the Force. Free from the constraints of the Order, Obi-Wan joins them in a daring adventure, but the Padawan side of him keeps questioning the teens' strange relationship to the Force and to the verdant planet around them, and what all of it might mean to his future. Obi-Wan will test the limits of his relationship to the Jedi and to the Force in this exciting yet soulful exploration of one of Star Wars' most enduring heroes. Heck yeah, dude. I honestly think all of these books sound really, really interesting. I love that, they really seems like they're really staying true to all of these characters, whether it's Obi-Wan, in this Padawan book, what they said about Anakin in the Brotherhood novel, like perfectly Anakin, always running off to save Obi-Wan. And then, with Luke and Lando, I think it's really interesting, what they're going to be doing in that as well. What are you guys most excited for, though, between these three books and then, of course, the Jedi and Sith book? I think I'm most excited for Brotherhood, but are you guys more excited for Shadow of the Sith or maybe even Padawan? Let me know in the comments. Heck, we'll do a poll for this. Which book are you most excited for? And also let me know in the comments if you're even going to read these. I know a lot of people, including myself, I didn't really read a lot of Star Wars books, especially when, as I got older, but recently I've got much more into them, and I'm interested, like, how many people are actually going to read these books. Padawan. Brotherhood. Or Shadow of the Sith. I also think Shadow of the Sith is the title of a Legends book, if I'm not mistaken. But which one are you guys most excited for? Which book are you most excited for? Brotherhood, Shadow of the Sith, or Padawan? Let me know in the poll and in the chat. Brotherhood, definitely, says Callisto. Me too. Brotherhood looks lit. Mark Hamilton says you get into Kamala Nanjiani possibly being a shard. What? A shard het crate? Huh. Mark Hamilton, I did not get into that, but I do know what you're referring to. I didn't think he would be either of those characters, actually, and I'm gonna be working on that in a video as well. Audio, yeah, I listen to the audiobooks. They're so fun, actually. They're really interesting. She had plastic Leku surgery, possibly. That's how Rosario gets shrunken. But in terms of Kumail Nanjiani, I was thinking that he's potentially an Inquisitor, and I'll talk about that further in my video, so definitely make sure to look for it when I do. I think I'm going to be talking about it in an Inquisitor video that I have coming up, but I don't know, man. A Shard Het or Crate, that's interesting, dude. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that more. That's really interesting, Mark Hamilton. What's the new Sith book that just came out? Sozu Sozin, I believe that is Secrets of the Sith. That is a novel that I believe came out today. And in that book, we have some information within the Dyad of the Force and how it kind of connects, and how Dyad of the Force is something that the Sith secretly knew about, and basically a perfect Dyad, or like, the people, if two Force users had a perfect connection Dyad within the Force, the possibilities were almost limitless if they could figure out how to do it. It's a very interesting addition to the canon lore within this, and it also talks about how the Rule of Two is how the book, or basically the Rule of Two was a branch, or like, it took influence from this Dyad of the Force, and that's how the Rule of Two was kind of created. Sozu said Brotherhood for show. Although I'll be listening to the audiobooks, not reading. Yeah, I listen to the audiobooks too, for sure. I have a lot of the books. I'll tell you that. I have a lot of books that I'm still trying to get through. But reading is cool. It's cool. I'm not a big fan of reading, but the audiobooks are super engaging, and they actually gave me influence and ideas for the channel. And if you guys haven't checked out my War of the Bounty Hunter comics, I just put out number 3. That's the one I wanted to start with. I really like that comic. If you guys haven't checked out me bringing that to life in my most latest video, please go check it out. I think it's really cool. I put a lot of time and effort into it. It's not perfect yet, but we're gonna get there. And if you guys do want to see more like comics come to life like that, let me know down in the comments. Let me know in the chat. If you do, if you're watching on playback, just put it in the comments. Let me know if you want to see more of the War of the Bounty Hunter comics, and yeah, go check it out. Go smash that like button on the video. Revan. Tummy sticks? What you talking about, Greenberry? You talking about death sticks? Sozu Sozin says Theory was complaining about how it changes Palpatine and Vader's duo, but I didn't pick up on that. I don't see how that changed anything. Yeah, so Sozu, I was listening to, I don't really see it as much. I don't really see it either. Like, obviously Palpatine knows about the Rule of Two and how he probably knows that it's a derivation, or a derivative, whatever. Like, it comes from that Dyad of the Force. He knows a lot about the Dyad of the Force and how it can, it basically gives him life in episode 9 because he has the knowledge of it. And I don't know, dude. I don't see how it really changes the dynamic between Vader and Palpatine. I get maybe, Palpatine was talking about, we could do it together, and maybe he knew this already, but maybe he didn't, and he was just hopeful and, trying to trick Anakin to joining the dark side. Theory complaining. Should take a poll on what character I voice. Sheev. Yeah, dude, for the next one, for sure. Right now, we got 12 votes on this which book are you most excited for poll. Brotherhood is winning by, it has 50% of the vote. 25% went to Shadow of the Sith, and 25% to Padawan. Awesome to see that people are interested in these other 2 books, but I figured Brotherhood would be in the lead. That makes a lot of sense too. Yeah, there's honestly, like, it feels like there's nothing going on in terms of Star Wars news. But then like we also have like 20 things like going on as well. So, and a lot of them aren't like super big things. Obviously we got these Kenobi leaks recently. Not too long ago we had some Book of Boba Fett leaks that, you know, we got somewhat of like a scene confirmation. So it seems really, really cool. Yeah, it's because I'm late. That's for sure true. But I mean, hey, I get to talk about all of it now. So Ashhammer says, I don't know what any of those books are, to be honest. I voted the Sith one, but I'm probably not going to read them. Well, I did just break down what each one of them is going to be, so if you missed that, go back and check it out. What's up, Ashton, by the way? Much love to you, my brother. And, yeah, I'm interested to see how many people do read these, and I don't honestly think that they're gonna tie in heavily to any of the other like movies or shows and stuff. Like obviously there can be little nods here and there, but in terms of, you know, I was kind of saying maybe, you know, because it comes out May 10th, that it could tie into the Kenobi series, but I'm honestly, I don't think it will, because I don't think like a ton of people are going out and buying this book. I'm sure a lot of people will though. I'm sure maybe this will bring some prequel fans that don't read as much back into it, and I'm excited to see that. Callisto says, Sheev, did you name your channel Vader's Lair because Vader is your favorite Star Wars character? Callisto, yes, indeed I did. Vader is definitely I'd say Anakin more so than Vader is my favorite character. I really love Anakin, especially in the Clone Wars. As a kid, I just thought he was so cool, and the way he like acted in Revenge of the Sith, like he could take down the world, you know. Like he literally thought that too. Like Anakin is crazy, but obviously you learn as I got older. I realized that, but I have a deep connection to the Vader and Anakin character, and definitely a huge reason for the name. Yeah, that's really where it comes from. I had the idea for doing a Star Wars channel for some time, and way before I actually started the channel, I came up with the name Vader's Lair. I just thought it was a really cool name. Originally, I was thinking of maybe even making it a podcast, and that's really where it, you know, the lair came from. Like obviously Vader's castle and everything, but I was like, you know, change it to Vader's Lair. It can be the hangout spot on like a Star Wars podcast. And I was really gonna do more a podcast format than YouTube, and then things just happen, and here we are, man. So that's where it came from. Little layer backstory there for you. Much love to you, Callisto. Let's see. I'm gonna check StarWars.com real quick. Check any other kind of stuff that maybe came out today. I don't think I missed anything. Yeah, Terrifying Tales was fun. Visions, I heard, was doing great. I heard the numbers on Visions, especially when it first came out, were really, really good. So that's cool to see. I'm really hoping we get a season 2 for it. Anakin, a pod racer cast. What? Say what? Nah. Ashton, you're not too late today. Don't worry about it. Vader's Lair sounds better to me anyway. Hey. Yeah. Once I started reading EU stuff, Luke became my favorite. I bet, Callisto. I have the Heir to the Empire book, and I'm going through a lot of the canon stuff, but I do want to get in and, read all the Heir to the Empire trilogy. I want to read the Bane trilogy. A lot of people highly recommend that. I need to get into that, man. I need to get more into the Legends books. I've never been much of a Legends person, but obviously a lot of Star Wars fans are, grew up during that time, or, experienced the EU before it was kicked to the curb, and now they're really bringing a lot of it back. So I'm excited to get into those books. A podcast, but Anakin's pod racer. That'd be dope. The pod racer cast. I get you. Anakin, a pod racer. Anakin, I'm not a slave podcast. Pod racer cast. That'd be hilarious. Vader Slayer is thank you guys. So a podcast inside Anakin's pod racer called Anakin's Pod. Brilliant pod racing podcast. There you go. That's all. You guys come up with better names than me. Look at that. Coming up this week, though, I'm gonna be trying to get some more videos out. I'm gonna try to do a lot more videos on the channel, just because I feel like I stream way more than I do videos. So I'm gonna get back into the editing groove. Part of that was me doing the War of the Bounty Hunter comic, finally getting that done. I think it took me like 8 hours after spending 2 or 3 other days. Like I worked for like 8 hours straight the day that I finished it, and like 2 or 3 other days I spent a lot of time on it too. So it's just like the editing process, I'm still somewhat new to it, but I'm really getting the hang of it and starting to get better each time I edit. So I'm gonna try and do a lot more of the edited videos this week. We're probably gonna be talking about some Inquisitor news. Jason Isaac, talking about how he could potentially, well, I guess not really talking about how he could potentially be in some stuff. And then we have the Kamal interview, so there's a lot of stuff within Inquisitors, and that's a big hint into that video. And I have a few other speculation and theory video things that I've been working on and kind of brainstorming lately. And honestly, the list that I have of videos I need to make just keeps growing larger every day. So it's a good thing and a bad thing, because I need to start actually getting to work on them, as I don't always have time to fully, invest in these video stuff. Like, that's why I do a lot of live streams. Besides the fact I really enjoy interacting with you guys and getting your guys' opinion, just doing it live, it's a lot of fun. But it's definitely good to do the editing stuff, and I do want to make somewhat of a career out of editing or doing YouTube. So gotta get it going, man. Gotta get the videos flowing. I don't post enough content yet. Kylie said, did you see that Star Wars Jedi Knight collection is coming out for PS4 and Switch on October 26th? That's awesome. That's awesome. I did not see that, Kylie, but I do know they have Jedi Outcast and a few other things on Switch already. Switch has a lot of old Star Wars games and content, and I do know also that KOTOR, the original, is coming to Switch as well, and that's why I got a Switch recently. So I'm definitely excited by that. That's pretty cool. Hawks Holocron says, proud of you, kid. Another channel for streams solely. Always will. Thank you, Hawks. Much love to you. Much love to you. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Hawks Holocron, awesome dude. Go check out his channel. And check out that second channel too. Definitely do it. Do it, dude. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Ashhammer says, Kendall, want to know if you still on Apex. Definitely still on Apex. Hit my line. I was playing with my girlfriend's cousin the other day, because he started streaming on Twitch, and he was like, bro, play with me. I was like, bet. Hey, much love to y'all though. Definitely, dude. Yeah, grabbing that and KOTOR for Switch, says Darth Chaos. Heck yeah, dude. Definitely going to. I'm so happy it's on something I can actually play too. Hey, you the man. You the man, Hawks. You the man, Scotty. For sure, guys. Alright, that's pretty much all the news that I wanted to get into today. Obviously, I'm late as always on the news, so there's going to be a lot of other stuff coming out. I'm definitely going to devote some more time this week into doing those. Heck, I might even record a video right now. So I hope you guys have a rest of your day, a great rest of your day. I hope the week's going good. I hope the rest of the week is even better than the rest of the day. I hope you guys have a good one. May the force be with you guys always. Don't forget to hit the smash button, smash the hit button, something. Smash the like button on your way out of here. Subscribe if you're new, or if you haven't already, or if YouTube's being YouTube again. Make sure you're subscribed though for more awesome Star Wars content just like this. Go check out my War of the Bounty Hunters video that I did. and have a great rest of your day, man. Peace out, y'all.